special, or even in Heidi for you for normal recording? I know a lot of times voice acting is lonely and you're in the booth by yourself. Do you guys do a lot of group recording though? Because it seems like you can play off each other a lot.
We don't. I would love to. I mean, there was a time last season where the actor that played Brad and we recorded separately, but neither of us nailed a really crucial part. I guess we didn't do very good acting, so they brought us in together, which was nice to have someone there. But yeah, usually it's all alone. Yeah.
I record. I always do group records, even if it's by myself. So, and you've seen me do this several times. I bring different wardrobe pieces, a wig.
It's all you, but it's different characters, all supporting your craft.
Yeah, that is funny. Like on this show, I've never been in there with anybody. Do they ever do multiples? Or is it always just one person?
If you do bad acting like that one thing I did, then they demand that you have to have another actor in there.
You really need somebody.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It is funner though. To me, it's more fun. Well, with them though, because they let you. Like they bounce, they like to play a lot while you're in the booth, so that's cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, but it's a bummer to know that technically Cooch would have a scene with Santa or other characters he plays, but I'm like, I don't get to do it with them unless we revolt.
Yeah, we could revolt. Yeah. If you guys are suggesting we revolt, we'll
just be on purpose, be really bad. Well, we got
Yeah.
How will they know it's on purpose? Let me get that reputation.
Yeah, don't be too bad though. Not
ruin the show.
Bad, I know.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the role you play in the Christmas special that's coming up?
I can tell you everything. This is a role that's never been seen before. It's the role of a guy named Santa Claus. Now, I had to do a lot of... There's no research to be done because this character is brand new. It's never been seen. So I had to come up with the idea myself. I was like, I want my character to wear red. I think it would be good if he was friendly and, for lack of a better word, I invented this word, jolly. I want him to be jolly. No, it's great. Your character wishes me into being, basically, right?
Yes.
And suddenly, I'm there. And I don't know who I am really or what the hell I'm doing. All I know is I have this bag. I don't know how much we can tell.
Just tell the whole.
No one's listening.
Just act out the whole story.
I have this magic bag is probably all I can say. But I will tell you this, it makes you realize that Santa's job is a hellish job. He's still spreading joy out there, but his personal job is a hellish job. I'm not quite sure how much I can say other than that. But I'll call you later. Everything.
So I'm kind of curious because you've done Uncle Ruckus in the past, you've done Bebop and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a lot of very, very cartoonish voices. Is this more for you like a walk in the park because you can do what you're doing now, just your normal voice, or is this?
No, I actually, with Santa, he's more this guy, you know. The closest voice I do that's closest to me is I play the dad of Doc McStuffins on a cartoon called Doc McStuffins. That's the closest one I do just to my regular speaking voice. Everything's always some kind of character. Not as character, you're right, as Uncle Ruckus, but it's more just a kind of simple version of myself. So it's definitely fun because I can kind of steal all those Santas that I've heard people do and let people kind of hear something familiar in their voice, but then he's cussing and complaining about his balls getting squeezed as he's going up the chimney, you know, and then really screw with children's minds. My job is to screw with kids' minds.
Following up on what you just said, were there any certain versions of, Santa Claus? We've seen so many that you put on and kind of played off of, like that particular version.
Yeah, to me, it's those. I love watching Christmas commercials. There's always that happy Coca-Cola kind of guy, you know. It's that seemingly carefree kind of guy that I was trying to steal his voice for, and then realize how much pain is actually behind his voice. So it wasn't one in particular, but it was definitely just that. Oh, that guy, that voice that makes everyone feel. And what would you like this year? That guy. A guy who you feel comfortable when he says, come sit on my lap. And you don't even question it. All right, Sam. Yeah, I will come and sit on you. Which is kind of wrong when you think about it. But it feels so right.
So, what are you excited about for season 2 for fans to see? Is there anything you can talk about?
Well, I'm excited that she departs. I feel like a little bit in the first part of season 1, she was a little overly sexed up. I think she was in heat, and just kind of seemed raw and loud and overly sexed up. And in this season, I think she's more vulnerable, just wants some buddies, you know, like just like her eyes are open to the world and she's finding out new things. So everything's just like, sure, let's try it, let's do it, you know, like I guess a cuter side of Cooch, which doesn't sound
That sounds
not not cute, but it is cute.
cuter side of
cuter side of Cooch. So not a real super Coochy Cooch, like
not so good.
yeah.
Still
not,
Cooch-esque.
Yeah, it's not the Coochest.
No, not the Cooch-esque.
No.
Gary, we talked about the origin of your voices and the voice for Santa. Cooch's voice is whacked out. It's so great. What is the origin of that? How did you come up with that voice?
I used to just annoy Zeb, the creator, with that voice. I would just do it in the car, and I think it actually started as just this like trashy woman who was obsessed with Joe Pesci, but she said Joe Pesci. And
What would she say about Joe Pesci?
she was like, you know Joe Pesci, you know him and Scorsese, they met at the Buca di Beppo. And then that's when they would talk, and then that's when they started talking about movies. And he was at Pesky, was just a dishwasher at Buca. And Zeb would just like get to a point where he was just like, shut the fuck up. And then he was writing the show, and I think the Cooch character, I don't even know if her name was Cooch at first, but she was like a Catwoman archetype, and she was supposed to have like a sexy Catwoman voice. And then as he was writing it, that's when he was just like, hey, you remember that shit garbage voice that you did? Would you try that? He was like, I've been trying to sell it to the network, and they've been shaking their heads, but if maybe I could record you. So then he recorded me riffing. I think I was riffing on like pumpkins or something in that voice. Just talking nonsense, which is what she is.
And is that a true story about Joe Pesci?
That is completely true, Joe Pesci. And then De Niro happened to stumble into that buka.
Wow.
And then that's how all
And
three
they all
Goodfellas.
Came from there.
Do you know which buka?
Upper East Side buka.
Oh, okay.
Upper East Side
Trashy but
buka.
knowledgeable.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm curious about the Christmas special. Was that something you found out about before you started working on season 2, or was that kind of you were already in the process of season 2 and then they came and said, we're doing a Christmas special?
I think the Christmas special was the first thing we heard about. And then season 2. Yeah.
What was your reaction when you heard that you're doing, a Christmas special?
Said no.
I do not do
refused.
any special.
She called me and said, I will not do this.
No, because
And I said, you're right.
yeah, because
Don't do
it's
this.
wrong.
It's wrong.
It's not okay to do Christmas specials. But no, I was excited. Yeah, because Christmas specials. Every cool show had a Christmas special. Yeah.
You
Now
want
I can't think
you
about
want to be
one.
part. No, all of
Beverly Hills
90210.
I was like, and they made fake snow.
That's what first comes to mind.
That's a classic.
Everyone. There's not a show. There's not a great show that did not have a Christmas special.
It's a fact.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You can look back through the annals of time.
Yeah.
And I say annals a lot. And you will see that every great show had a Christmas special.
Yeah. It's
Fair
our
enough.
turn.
So Heidi, I actually wanted to ask because I saw that you were previously in the Groundlings. I'm just curious of how scripted your part is, how much improv you get to do, how much you get to stretch and flex those muscles, or is it pretty much like he knows that kind of voice, knows what Cooch would say, and just be like, this is exactly how you're going to say.
You get to improvise some. You do a couple like on script, but then in the second season, I got to a little on the first season. On the second season, I got to write on the show, so it was just easier, I think, for him too, to just have me riff in the room when we're writing, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's the direction Cooch would go, or yeah.
So would you say that you're one of the biggest forces behind that sort of evolution in character development you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, I think so. Just because I mean, as weird as it is to say that Cooch is cute, I do think she's cute and naive, and even though she seems raw and trashy, like just this person that's actually, or not person, cat person, that's just trying to figure out the world and wasn't really brought up properly. So yeah.
Would you say you're one of the biggest reasons that the show is successful? Or would you say you're the only reason?
I'm the only reason that the show is successful. Okay. Yeah. And that too is a fact.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah.
What was it like, going and now becoming in the writing room and having a voice and being able to influence how your character goes in season 2?
Really fun. And there was a lot of pressure on it because the other writers would kind of be like, okay, well, how would you describe Cooch? And just like right now, like when you're like kind of put on the spot, it was like these writers were needing like knowledgeable answers for me, and I'm like, I don't know, she's just like a nonsense cat person, and they're like, okay, well, that's not easy to write for. But then, yeah, by the end, it was like, I feel like they got her more by just having me like riff on it. Yeah. So yeah, that was fun.
You talked about the improvising and ad-libbing, and now it's, I know a lot of times there's sort of people improv stuff that shouldn't be in the show, and it's not part of it. I know like Moisture Marsh always did the frozen peas commercial as when he was the brain. He would bust into that sometimes. Do you ever just go into the Joe Pesci story sometimes, or like when you guys have downtime, do you guys just start like, and are those recordings available?
I don't know if I've ever gone into the Joe Pesci stuff, but I do try to I try to get my comedy in there a little. Like for Sergeant Agony, I had him make some Homie the Clown references when I was writing.
Are you just a big Homie fan? Is that your deal? What?
Kind of. Oh, yeah.
Because I just heard that for the first time on stage today. And it's like, what led to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am a fan. And I've been trying really hard to get Zeb to put in any sort of I wanted to do a Cooch subplot where in Scooby-Doo or 70s cartoons, it seemed like the Globetrotters were always showing up, and I was like, can Cooch somehow enlist the Globetrotters to help her out on something? And he was like, no, we can't. And no one else in the writer's room. I was just really trying hard to get a Globetrotter.
Even the Brady Bunch maybe even had the Globetrotters show up at some point.
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island, did they have it?
I mean, the Globetrotters did show up on Gilligan's Island.
So usually when I improv that stuff, it doesn't work or ever end up on the show. Did you get anything on?
No, I'm not. No, but I'm so new to their process. It was all brand new to me. So, and new to their process, and I was just lucky that they do love improv, because that's the thing when you get to just kind of get in there and play. But nothing specific that I wanted to shoehorn in. I did not try to get the Globetrotters.
But if you did try, maybe we could just...
Now I know.
Yes.
Now I know next time I'm going, wouldn't it be wonderful if the Globetrotters...
I'm trying to get you the Globetrotters for Christmas.
Yeah. Now I know.
I want the Globetrotters. Yeah.
Rotate. Thank you guys.
Thank you.